How's it going, you guys? AZPlow21 back again with another episode of our UFC save in WMMA 5, and here today it is McKee versus Lingo. Our UFC fight night here tonight. Nadeau, Anjos, Shevchenko versus VanZant, amongst a lot more. Should be a good one. In the featherweight division, we are making our way towards UFC 286, Jones versus Cutelaba. Two title fights on that one. De La Rosa taking on Laredo for the flyweight title, and John Jones defending his light heavyweight championship against Ion Cutelaba. Should be a good one. Hope you guys are enjoying the series. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Also, be sure to follow me on Twitch and Twitter so you can stay in touch with me and be in the know about when I am streaming, what I'm doing, etc., etc. Hope you guys are all having a good one. Let's get down to it. McKee versus Lingo, taking place in Delaware. AJ McKee and Austin Lingo off to good starts to their UFC career. It's Diego Lima taking on Ramazan Emeev in the welterweight division, and it's Emeev coming out on top in round number 1 due to a knockout. Love to see it, and he calls out Randy Rude Boy Brown. Kyle Crutchmer taking on Andrew Todd Hunter in the 175 division. Kyle Crutchmer 0-1 in his UFC career after having a good start in Bellator, loss to the Leech to begin his career, and he is now 0-2 in his UFC career after losing to Andrew Todd Hunter via split decision. Ross Houston taking, God, he looks like such a douche. Ross Houston taking on the Leech, Jingliang Li. Also in the 175 division, 12-1-1 is Houston. The Leech is 19-7. And it's Ross Houston winning via unanimous decision. The Londoner out to a good start, 2-1 to start out his UFC career. Easy Ed Ruth taking on Lowen Tynanis. Tynanis 13-1, Ed Ruth 11-4. Should be a good one. Tynanis is 1-1, coming off a win over Bartosz Favinsky. And it is Tynanis getting a split decision victory over Easy Ed Ruth. Ed Ruth is now 1-2 in his UFC career. He had a win over Ross Houston, funnily enough. Anthony Fluffy Hernandez taking on Bo Nickel in the 185 division. Fluffy 3-2 in the UFC. Bo Nickel is 1-0, coming off a win over Marcus Perez. And it is Anthony Hernandez getting a submission victory just like he did against Rodolfo Vieira. That is hilarious, as he wins in round number 2 over a very, very good wrestler in Bo Nickel. And he wants to fight Dusko Todorovic next. Impa Kasanganay taking on Romero Cotton in the 185 division. Kasanganay is undefeated, 10-0-1. Romero Cotton is 8-1. He's 2-0 in his UFC career. A good fight between two prospects as Romero Cotton comes out on top in a very poor rated fight, probably very boring, probably wrestled throughout, but he is still undefeated in his UFC career. 3-0 now is Romero Cotton. Carl Baby K Roberson taking on Jordan the Beverly Hills Ninja Wright in the middleweight division. 2-2 is Jordan Wright. On the other side, you have Roberson, who is 8-4, has been fighting since he was 4-0 here in the UFC. Coming off 2 straight losses, however, needs a big win, and he gets it via split decision over Jordan Wright here today. Jordan Johnson taking on Modestus Bukowskis in the light heavyweight division. 15-4-1 taking on 12-4, and it's Bukowskis coming out on top despite being a pretty big underdog. 44 seconds into round number 2, he gets his 3rd win of his UFC career. Moving on, we have Cody Garbrandt taking on Kakeru Fuma. Quite a fall for Cody Garbrandt, number 15 in the division. I mean, look at all that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight losses. A win. He's lost 7 out of his last 9 fights. That's insane. Lost to Ricky Simon in his last time out. You hate to see it. Facing off against Kakeru Fuma, and he's the underdog. Yikes. Cody Garbrandt, if I'm just going to send him down to WEC because he's doing absolutely terribly. Hopefully he can get a couple wins under his belt. A big win for the prospect Kakeru Fuma, now 3-0 in the UFC. Alexander the Great Hernandez taking on Alex Reyes in the 155 division. In the 155 division, Alexander is 12-7, and Reyes is 17-3. But Hernandez, yeah, hate seeing Cody lose, and he's probably gonna have to go down to WEC as a result. But Alex Hernandez not having a good time. He's lost 5 out of his last 6. And I mean, if you want to include it, 7 out of his last 9. All stemming from that Donald Cerrone loss. Crazy. He's a big favorite over Alex Reyes, though, in the last prelim. Reyes has won his last 4 fights. I imagine Reyes wins, but he loses to Alex Hernandez via rear naked choke. A big win for Alexander Hernandez. Iron Michael Chandler taking on Evander Coon in our first main card fight. Evander Coon is a regen fighter, South African, comes from the world of kickboxing. Spent a lot of time in EFC and then Ryzen, and now making his UFC debut against Iron Michael Chandler. Chandler's a big favorite, but I feel like there might be something cooking here. Yup, a fantastic fight, and Evander Coon beats Michael Chandler. Chandler's 0-3. He's going down to WEC. He's 36 years old. Is he even worth sending down? I think we're still going to send Chandler down to WEC. But yikes. What a big win for Coon in his debut. Jared Monkey God Brooks taking on Joseph Benavidez. A big one in the flyweight division. 2 guys in the top 10. And it is Jared Brooks beating Joseph Benavidez. Wow. The number 14 flyweight now on a 3-fight winning streak. His last loss was to Naoki Inoue, who's fighting for the title next. That's a pretty good loss, and now he just beat Joseph Benavidez, who is coming off those 2 losses for the title. That is a big, big win for him. Good job, Jared Brooks, as we move on. Vulcan Ozdimir taking on Smiling Sam Alvey. Ozdimir 21-7. Alvey 37-16-1. He's fought quite a couple times. He's lost 3 out of his last 5 fights to some pretty good competition. He's the underdog against Ozdimir here today, who is coming off 2 straight losses. And it's Vulcan Ozdimir who knocks out Sam Alvey 29 seconds into the very first round. Says he wants to fight Johnny Walker next. Interesting call out. Valentina Shevchenko, who, believe it or not, is on 3 straight losses, facing off with Paige VanZant. A very interesting fight. VanZant coming off a win over Vanessa Porto. As I mentioned, Shevchenko coming off 3 straight losses. De La Rosa twice, and then Loretta. So yes, interesting, considering Shevchenko is such a huge favorite. And she knocks out Paige VanZant in a fantastic fight nonetheless. So good for Valentina. Getting back into the win column and calling out Joanne Calderwood. Interesting. Not calling out Loretta or anyone else, but a very interesting call out for her as we move on to our co-main event. Ismail Nadeau taking on Rafael dos Anjos, the Austrian Wonder Boy. Leonardo Santos, Takashi Sato, and then Gilbert Burns. The last 3 wins for Nadeau. RDA, number 10 in the division, coming off a win over Tim Means. Our co-main event, and Nadeau gets another win, this time over Rafael dos Anjos. And our main event, AJ McKee taking on Austin Lingo. Our featherweight main event, McKee is a huge favorite. Lingo, 7-0. Or actually, really 7-1 here in the UFC, but take a look at that win streak. Including Bektic, Barbosa, Grundy, and Lineker. He now sits at number 14, and he's facing off with number 5, AJ McKee, Guan Wang, Alexander Volkanovski, and then Cub Swanson. Lost to Darren Elkins and Du Ho Choi. It's our main event. Let's go ahead and get it started. Hope you guys are having a good one. Mario Yamasaki is the referee. Nothing coming out of the initial setup. Both guys coming in to strike. Lands a jab, misses with his right hand. Left kick to the rib cage. Left jab and kick to the leg. Right cross just misses. Tension built up, okay. Left hook to the side of the body. Under a minute left to go in round number 1. Followed by a right hook. Round 1 comes to an end, and it probably went to McKee. Mercenary McKee. Austin lights out Lingo. Clean right hand for McKee. Nobody's really doing much of anything. Countered with a left cross. McKee fires off a counter jab. Both fighters coming together to strike. Left kick to the body. Coming together to strike again. Right hook. Glancing high kick. Nice left hand for McKee. Looks like he's easily winning this second round as well. Left jab, good right hook. Good right hook again from McKee as round 2 comes to a close. McKee up 20 to 18 apparently. Round number 3. Glancing high kick again. Quick kick to the lead leg. Change of strikes, not producing much. Nothing damaging. Right hook gets ducked. 1-2 lands for Lingo. Uh-oh. Sensing a chance to end the fight. What a punch. AJ McKee wins by knockout in round number 3. The Mercenary getting it done and stopping the momentum of Austin Lingo. Love to see it. Lingo might drop down in the rankings. It sucks because he's on such a big winning streak. He really shouldn't get punished for losing a good fight like that, but he'll drop in the rankings for sure. I already know. We'll give it to Coon and Chandler. And then we'll give Ozdimir a performance bonus. And we'll give Fuma a performance bonus. Good for them. Nice little $1 million profit. You always love to see it. We're going to update our rankings, and then we will tell you what you can expect for the next episode. Our next pay-per-view is Jones and Cuchalaba. Valerie Loreda challenging for the flyweight title against Montana De La Rosa, who has been on fire. And then Ion Cuchalaba, the next light heavyweight victim, perhaps, for John Bones Jones. As I'm recording this, I will be in Jacksonville on Friday for the UFC pay-per-view. Very excited. I might be doing a little bit of a vlog for that mini vacation with my buddy Jake. Should be exciting. Hopefully you guys are going to be able to watch too. I wonder if some of you guys are going to Jacksonville as well. That would be cool. Ugh. Should be a good time. Should be a good time. Hope you guys are enjoying the series as always. I'm AZPlow21. Be sure to leave a like on this video. Subscribe to the channel so you can watch more of my content. I do this WMMA 5 stuff a lot. Also playing some other games like Out of the Park Baseball, Franchise Hockey Manager, Persona 5 Strikers right now. But I will always be looking to play some more games. Should be a lot of fun. Let's go and update our rankings. See what's popping. Nothing going on at heavyweight. At light heavyweight, it's probably going to change because Shogun Hua retired. We were able to talk him out of retirement, so he'll be back. But Sam Alvey moving down. Oh, Ozdimir all the way up to number 5. That's crazy. Scott Askham signs, and he's up to number 15 already. Interesting. Nardiev up to number 3. Okay, so maybe him versus Colby Covington to decide who's next for the welterweight title. Lightweight, Alexander Hernandez is ranked, okay. Featherweight, AJ McKee up to number 4. Austin Lingo down to 18, not super terrible. At bantamweight, Garbrandt all the way down to 23. We're definitely going to be sending him down to WEC, sadly. Fuma up to number 19. Benavidez down to number 10. Brooks to number 11. Women's bantamweight, Degshio Reva is ranked once again. Congratulations. Women's flyweight, Shevchenko back up to number 8. VanZant all the way down to number 21. And nothing at women's strawweight. All right, so the next time that we see you guys will be for UFC Fight Night, Jojua versus Pena. And it's a pretty important card, actually, because our main event is a title fight for the interim women's bantamweight title. Wait, why does it say... It should be for the interim title. Okay. It's going to be for the interim women's bantamweight title. Liana Jojua and Juliana Pena. Pretty good card as well. Edson Barbosa, Ricardo Ramos, Thiago Santos, Nick Diaz, Tyler Diamond, Justin Gaethje, all in action on this card. It should be a good one. Jones versus Cuchalaba is our next pay-per-view. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. I'm AZ Plow 21. See you guys later.